Hi guys, this is Cikgu Vinod here from Edu. Now today I'm going to show you an experiment that you can find in page 89 of your Form 4 textbook chemistry. Now in this experiment I'm going to react group 1 metals with water. Now the reaction is a bit vigorous, so I want you to observe on the color, I want you to observe on the reaction that takes place on the surface of water. Okay? Now what you have in front of you is sodium and potassium. Now sodium and potassium are both reactive metals that you can find in group 1. Now just a simple explanation about group 1 metals. You know that they are very soft, they have low melting and boiling point, and as I said, they are very soft that you can actually cut it with a knife. Now this is metals guys, that you can actually cut it with a knife. Now, so as I said, I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to start by adding sodium into water. Okay, now you can see that I've already taken a small piece of sodium earlier. Now, sodium is actually soaked in paraffin oil. Now, the reason why it's soaked in paraffin oil is because you don't want sodium to react with air or to react with water vapor and air, because then the reaction will be very vigorous. Now, it is safe to use over here safety goggles, and just have a look. I'm just going to reduce the amount of water here. Okay, and I want you to see what happens. Alright, so this is a piece of sodium in water, and as you can see that it gives you that yellowish flame. Okay, now, and you can also see that it moves rapidly around water. Oh, you can see, small explosion. Okay, so this is sodium in water. Now, I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to show you what happens when you take potassium and you add it in water. Okay, group 1 metals, they are very reactive guys. They are so reactive that it can actually react with water. By the way, you know that white color smoke that you see? Okay, now the white color smoke that you see is actually hydrogen gas. You see, group 1 metals, when they react with water, it produces metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. I repeat guys, group 1 metal, when they react with water, they produce metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So earlier, you have sodium. Sodium reacted with water, you will get sodium hydroxide and you will get hydrogen gas. So the white smoke that you saw was hydrogen gas. Now, some students ask me, sir, you said metal hydroxide, sir, sodium hydroxide. So if it's sodium hydroxide, sir, basically it's a base, or a base is basically over here a substance that reacts with an acid to give you salt and water. So if it's a base, will it change color? Okay, let me show you what happens. To prove that it's a base, guys, what happens when I'm adding a bit of phenolphthalein. Now, phenolphthalein, if it turns pink, it means that it is a base. Okay? Now, watch what happens, guys. And you can see that it turns pink. Okay? So, group 1 metal oxides, they are soluble in water. That's the reason you can also call them alkaline. Okay, so you can see that it turns pink in color, proving you that it's a base. Now, what happens over here is, I'm going to take potassium and I'm going to react it with water. Now, if you take potassium and you react it with water, I'm just going to take a small piece of it. Okay, just a small piece. Okay, I'm just going to wipe it a bit. Okay, now potassium in water, when it reacts, it should give you a purplish flame. It's more vigorous compared to the reaction of sodium in water. Okay, so you can see what happened. I'm just going to leave it a bit in front. Okay, and here we go. So as you can see, reacts very violently in water. It's not giving us the purplish flame that we want. Whoa! So you can see the explosion is actually much more louder. And you can actually test it. Just to see over here, whether is it turning pink or not. A bit of phenolphthalein. Voila! Okay? And you can see. This shows that your potassium hydroxide is formed. Alright guys, Now, watch me for the next video next week, and if you have any questions, just drop a message.